You need Chainlink in your portfolio. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why. And there is one main reason. If you're not familiar with Chainlink, Chainlink is the connector to all the blockchains in the world. This is from their website, chain.link. Some of the things they're doing, CCIP, which is going to be the focus of this video, and how absolutely massive this product launch could potentially be coming up in the next bull run. They also work on data streams, market and data feeds, which is what they originally started off as, just being a data oracle, proof of reserves, functions, automations, and VRF. So Chainlink has been expanding since the moment that they went live back in the late mid 2010s. Now, as far as dealing with projects, every project has a roadmap. Some projects don't stick to their roadmap and they don't accomplish what's on the roadmap. Chainlink is not one of those. As you can see here from their blog, Chainlink product update. This is in Q4 of this year. We started this year by stating our 3 priorities: launching CCIP, launching data streams, and launching functions. And they were able to reach all 3 of these ambitious goals. Chainlink now offers all the key services that developers need to create advanced and powerful dApps. And because it's a platform, using one of these services makes it much easier to use the other services. For example, if a developer already uses data feeds, then using CCIP is a clear choice because it doesn't require them to make any additional trust assumptions. Just like you have an iPhone. If you want a tablet, you're probably going to get an iPad. If you want to hear earphones, you're probably going to want to get the AirPods. Same idea. We will heavily prioritize CCIP to meet the demand fueled by the massive trend of capital markets moving on-chain and transitioning from proof of concept to production. This is fueled by tokenized real-world assets, a word I'm sure you've heard plenty of times. A lot of people, including us here on this channel, have talked about real-world asset tokenization being massive going into the next bull market. Now, CCIP, this one thing can make Chainlink potentially the most valuable blockchain in the world. Now, what is CCIP? Cross-chain interoperability protocol. It is looking to bring all the blockchains together, but not just the public blockchains, but the private blockchains as well, which is what makes it very, very unique. Some of the things here from the website, some of the things CCIP is going to do: defense, in-depth security, simplified token transfers, reliable transaction execution, seamless integration, scalable architecture, and extendable and future-proof. We know the world of finance will continue to change, especially if blockchain gets adopted like we think we are. And as you can see here, my friends, just to name a few: Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, Avalanche, Arbitrum, these will all be connected soon. You'll be able to use one wallet, interact with any blockchain in the world, and not have to go through 20 different steps. Now, here's a big piece of news that came out earlier this year. This was back in June of 2023. Swift explores blockchain interoperability to remove friction from tokenized asset settlement. And in this article from Swift.com, from their actual website, in a new set of experiments, we will collaborate with more than a dozen major financial institutions and FMIs, including Australia and New Zealand Banking Corp, which is also known as ANZ, BNB Paribas, BNY Mellon, Citi, Clearstream, Euroclear, Lloyds Banking, so on and so forth, to test how firms can leverage their existing Swift infrastructure to efficiently instruct the transfer of tokenized value over a range of public and private blockchain networks. Chainlink, it is mentioned by name. Chainlink, a leading Web3 services platform, will provide connectivity across public and private blockchains for these experiments. Why is this so important? Take a guess how much money Swift moves in a day. $5 trillion a day. Now, I'm not saying all of that money is going to flow through Chainlink, but even a tiny fraction would mean a lot of good things for Chainlink. Now, here is Sergey Nazarov, the founder of Chainlink, at their conference SmartCon in 2023, speaking about CCIP and what the real plan is. Listen to what he had to say.
The real plan for CCIP, not to say that it's a secret, I think you've probably heard this plan before, but more accurately, the whole plan for CCIP is to have it adopted as the messaging and value transfer standard in public chains and the messaging and value transfer standard in the capital markets. So basically, all the banks and asset managers that have all the money. you get all of the applications that are able to move quickly and innovate and build exciting new versions of the world, and then you connect them with all the money that can use them, and I think you get a world where there's a lot of applications with a lot of usage over CCIP, basically. That's the world that we're working towards, and it can all actually work on the same messaging system. It's actually better if it does, because as the public blockchain folks adopt CCIP and the capital markets folks adopt CCIP, they'll both start to realize more and more that their way to transact and their way to interact with each other is through CCIP. That's kind of the final part of the plan, and then that will also have this immensely powerful effect of creating the world's largest liquidity layer.
Creating the world's largest liquidity layer. I'll leave it at that. Then we have this video from an executive at the DTCC, and listen to what he has to say about how much money they move and how Chainlink will fit into the narrative.
Stephen Prosperi. I work at DTCC, which is a post-trade market infrastructure provider. Our core business is providing clearance and settlement services for U.S. securities markets, and post some pretty big numbers. I think last year we processed $2.4 quadrillion worth of securities. We often get asked if that's a real number, and it is in fact a real number. And it represents basically all broker-to-broker trades of equities, corporate debt, treasuries in the US markets. So naturally, we're very focused on blockchain and the opportunities it can present in the kind of industry where we sit in the industry. And kind of getting back to the question, cross-chain interoperability, we think it's very important. From day one of our exploration in this space, about 6 or so years now, we've kind of felt it important that there won't be one blockchain to rule them all. There will be multiple out there. The currencies will live across different chains, and other assets of value represented through tokens will live across different chains. So very similar to the role that we play in traditional markets of bringing all of those together, and similar to Swift in some ways in that nature, being connected to all the banks and broker dealers to provide services, whether it's clearing services, settlement services, a lot of those same aspects, they'll transform, they'll look a little bit different, but fundamentally are very similar, I think, in a digital asset world. So in most of the initiatives that we take on, we look at how can this plug into multiple blockchains, and how can things coming down the pike like CCIP be used to help us kind of maintain that view, and again, to not build something that's already built, and to not have to stand up infrastructure to support 100 blockchains, if we can support one piece that can then plug into those 100 blockchains today, maybe 200.
There it is. So we don't have to support 100 different blockchains. We can support one, and then those are all interconnected together. That is the gravity of what Chainlink is looking to do, and why I'm so bullish, and why the title of this video is you need it in your portfolio, because you do not want to miss out on the potential of Chainlink if it gets to $1,500, $2,000. And don't write that off. I know that's a big number, but if they even garner a fraction of the money that's going to be moving back and forth from private and public blockchains, and does become the liquidity layer of the world, you do the math. Now, as far as private blockchain. So what's unique about Chainlink, again, and it's been mentioned 2-3 times in this video, is it will connect public and private blockchains. What are some examples of private blockchains? You have the Swedish central bank using a private blockchain called R3, along with HSBC, one of the largest banks in the world. They are both using a private blockchain, R3, to issue their assets. We also have IBM, one of the blue chip leaders in the world. They have launched their own blockchain as well. And then, of course, JP Chase launched Onyx, which is a private blockchain. And we're going to be able to combine all those together. So if you're on Ethereum and you want to buy a product or an asset from the JP private blockchain, you can do that through CCIP. And so many use cases here. And then finally, this video gives you a real world example of how CCIP will work and why it's so powerful.
I'll just paint for you a picture of how the world works today. So today, if you want to get an asset on another chain, you go to your wallet on the first chain, on the chain where you have the stable coin, or the real, whatever coin you want to trade. You take that coin out of your wallet, you put it in a bridge, you go to the bridge, you use the bridge, you go to the bridge on the other chain, you take the asset out of the bridge, you put it in the other wallet, you go to that wallet, and then you finally use the application, then you get back whatever you got from the application, You take it out of your wallet, you put it in the bridge, you send it back, you go to the other bridge, side of the bridge, you pop it out of there, and you put it in your wallet, and you're done. And that...
Now, tell me that doesn't sound super confusing, right? How are you going to sit there and tell a novice person in the space, these are the steps you got to follow? I'm like, yeah, never mind. Now listen to how CCIP is going to solve this issue.
Sounds and is a nightmare. So that's not what we want. What we've done is we've been able to condense all of that down to one transaction. So you can stay where you are, and you can go and deal with whatever asset you want to from where you are, right? You have a wallet? Great. You can say, take my stable coin, go to blockchain X, go to smart contract Y, execute function Z, and return the output back to me over CCIP. Great. That's one instruction you had to give, and then there's a system that executes that. This is really, I think, a big deal because it changes the way our industry works, and it also changes the way the global financial system works, where often information and value move separately.
Man, I could literally stop the video here, but I'm not going to. But if that doesn't make you super bullish on Chainlink, I don't know what will. And people say, well, it's so far away, right? Even my co-host on the show, which we do a live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, saying it's so far away, it's not here yet. There are trial runs happening and case studies happening right now. Here is one with CCIP settlement of tokenized assets with ANZ Bank. And this is a quote from their technology domain lead, Lee Ross. We're excited to drive financial innovation at ANZ by providing our clients with seamless access to tokenized assets through an easy-to-use platform. Chainlink CCIP played a key role in abstracting away the blockchain complexity of moving tokenized assets across different chains and ensuring atomic cross-chain DVP. Now, there are ways today, right now, where you can interact with Ethereum, from Ethereum with Tron, from Ethereum with Solana, but you have to use what's called a bridge. And if you've seen the word bridge in mainstream media or the media alone, you know it's always been this bridge got hacked, that bridge got hacked. With CCIP, that is no longer an issue. Now, Chainlink, from a perspective of investment, this is Chainlink last year, their network and community milestones, over 6.9 trillion in transaction value, 5.8 billion in off-chain data, 10.5 million in VRFs, which is verifiable random functions, 700,000 in reserve checks performed as far as proof of reserves. And you can see the growth here for Chainlink in 2022 has been absolutely massive. And we are starting to heat up, as this article states, Chainlink transaction volume and users rise in December. Now, as far as Chainlink, from an investment standpoint, currently sitting at $16.24, number 15 on the market cap list. It's got a fully diluted market cap of $16.2 billion with a current market cap of $9 billion. Now, the tokenomics you might look at and say, well, 55% is not that good. All of that is not ideal. There's been a lot of FUD about, well, who owns what tokens and the inflation rate's too high. I have something to show you that's going to quell that FUD for you. But 556 million, even if that cap gets reached, and by the way, it does have a hard cap of 1 billion tokens. That's all that'll ever exist. We have this. I give a shout out to chainlinkgod.eth. This was posted back in January of 2021. This breaks down the token sale. You had 1 billion linked to be distributed, which with 35% going to node operators, 35% sold in the public token sale, and 30% to the company for continued development. As you can see here in the chart, this was obviously back in 2021. That number has now raised, but node operator rewards and smart contracts are, the majority of what is left to come out as far as inflation for the Chainlink token. Now, what are some things that can make the Chainlink token go up in price? Well, one big one is staking. And V2 staking went live, and the staking pool literally filled up in 6 hours. It did not even get to the public. It was early access. Here we go. It was priority migration, happened on November 28th. Then early access, which is where the pool got filled and never even got to general access. So the general public never even had the chance. And so there is currently 44.5 million Chainlink staked. So what happens there? If Chainlink is staked, if the issuance is low and people start to buy, price shoots up a lot faster. This right here. The fragmented world of crypto, there's a reason, because there is no incentive for let's call it near protocol Cardano, to be able to interoperate with something like Cosmos, Polkadot, Solana, whatever, because one native token is gonna get the short end of the stick. Well, what Chainlink is gonna do, which is so unique, Link will be used as the universal gas token, and Sergey Nazarov explains the potential for the rapid adoption. So this is a quote from him. They'll eventually be able to pay in their own token, the ability to pay in the native token of the chain that they're on, which they may have the ability to pay in stablecoins, and eventually also the ability to pay in credit cards, whatever category of payment they're comfortable with. And this results in basically making Link the universal gas token, because you can accept any payment into the system, and then that can be turned into Link and then sent over to the node operators that they then keep and stake and use for various security purposes. So there's a financial incentives for blockchain A and blockchain B, and of course for Chainlink as well. As far as some price here, so social volume on Chainlink has been taken up. So this tracks trends across Twitter, across Telegram, across Discord. So that is looking up as well. And then as far as some price targets here for Chainlink, this is Chainlink on the 4-hour. And good news, if you're waiting for a good entry, we are seeing a reversal candle start to form after Chainlink saw a massive single candle drawdown of about 7%. And we are currently sitting right around that trend line. Look for Chainlink to come back up and retest the $17.74 level. But again, if everything comes to fruition with what Chainlink is doing, does a few bucks really matter? That is a question only you can answer. We hope you enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come check out our live show Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Like the video, and we'll see you next time. Peace.